Hey there, it's another day. It's a very, very lazy Sunday. It's already the afternoon. I didn't have breakfast because I got up late, so I'm not going to overcompensate like that. And then lunch, well, I'm not in the mood for lunch right now. I'd rather just stick to my coffee. It's almost dinner time. It's already 3 right now, so I'm just going to keep going like it is. But I'm in for a healthy meal tonight. I'm going to make some seafood Caesar, and I am going to get my day going some more. I meant more to the point on here. So I've had a couple of my friends and people who know me and stuff like that people are starting to notice that I'm losing weight, right? And people keep asking me how I do it. And I'm just going to repost this really quickly. If you want to see in detail how I started and shrinking my stomach so that I don't binge and stuff like that, you have to go back to the previous videos. I'm not going to cover that. But if you want to jumpstart on finding a healthy diet and losing weight without restricting anything of the food groups, this is how I do it. Yep, that's it. It's Canada Food Guide. That's all it is. It's restriction, calories. It's a little bit more complicated than that, not much. You do have to keep track of your fat grams. 20 to 30 grams of fat a day is more than sufficient. Some people try and do even lower, but I find that when I hit below the 20% mark, then I really start getting that hungry. So that fat's there for a reason. Okay, so the 20 to 30% range is really good. And as far as fiber is concerned, getting a healthy amount, 20 to 30 grams of fiber a day is what you need in a day. And that's what I've been doing, which involves the only tool that you need to know is the side of the box or the side of whatever ingredient that you're using. And you add all those up at the end of the day. I've been sticking in between 12 and 1500 calories. Some people would say that that's restrictive, but genuinely, I feel really good on it, okay? Anything more, I think that it would really start triggering a binge and overeating because I got a few more 100 calories. I could probably have up to 300 more calories in a day. I'm not going there just because I feel good now. Why am I going to mess with it, right? And if I need it on the days that I need it, I know that it's there in the bank, that if I need it, I can have it. But if not, that's what I've been sticking to as far as calories concerned, which if you look on Canada Food Guide, they've got the servings there, right? Now, the servings, if you took the average carbohydrate, the average protein, the average fat, the average fruit and veggie, average dairy, the average calories of those, if you added them up per serving, generally equates to about 1500 calories a day, okay? When you're doing that, when you do it that way, it's so easy. The servings are right there. One piece of fruit, save a banana. Banana's half, but a piece of fruit is a piece of fruit. A vegetable is a vegetable. It doesn't get much more complicated than that. If you eat a lot of processed foods and stuff, you can still do this diet because it's got every single package on the face of a grocery store, has the nutritional content on the side, okay? And it has the calories, the fat, and the fiber. So super easy. You don't even have to look anything up most times, okay? And other than that, if you don't know, Google it. That's really simple as that. So that's what I've been doing, and it has been working. I lost 18 pounds last month, like I said. Maybe more now, but you have to wait until Wednesday to find out. So yeah, that's how, and it has been, I genuinely mean falling off of me. A little bit of exercise, 1 hour of exercise, light, moderate, medium, get active, get doing things. You know what I mean? Don't just sit there. When you're sitting on the couch watching TV, get yourself a little air glider like I have and go to work for it. Me, I like music. I do hours and hours of music. But I mean, and that hour of good activity and making you sweat each day Well, 5 days a week anyways. I have 2 days off a week. Makes a huge difference, honestly. So that's what I've been doing, and I will continue on doing. And anybody that wants to join and look, be my guest, please check in with me. Okay, I'll give. He's waiting for a little snack too. Here, I'm going to have a little snack before dinner because I shouldn't be going all day without eating. That's not good either, right? So I made a really nice cinnamon bun loaf last night with dried cranberries instead of raisins in it. And it's really good. I had to hide it from the kids so that I could have it for today. And then I forgot it was there. I made that and blueberry muffins. Did not touch them. I'm being a real good girl. Seriously, I have done so much baking over the last couple of days in regards to lemon cranberry muffins, cinnamon buns, blueberry muffins, more cinnamon buns, and bread, and oh God, what else did I make? But I have been so good and not touched any of it. But like I said in my previous video, my kids deserve a childhood too. And I know this is the time of year that I would be baking my butt off right now, making cheesecake, shortbread, everything like that. But we're all trying to be a little bit more healthy and frugal this year. All of us. So, yeah, just wanted to say that on a side note. Now back to my lunch. But I'm going to have this with an orange. That's about 60 calories for the orange and maybe 100. I wouldn't even classify this guy as one piece of bread, but it's just a little something to tide me over until yummy dinner. So I am going to dig in. Okay, now that I got the hangry out of me, today's video isn't going to be quite the lighthearted taking the dog for a walk and looking at the horses kind of video, because I've got something that I'd really like to address about the diet culture that we have today, and what's going on is actually kind of disturbing to me, to be totally honest. So I have a huge burning question, and that is, what is so bloody good about the keto diet that they have out there that people rave about? They absolutely rave about this, okay? Now, the quick answer to that I've gotten from other people that have been on keto, oh, it's so fabulous, okay? I used to be a bartender, and I spoke to a lot of the ladies in my town about this. So it's been a topic of discussion a few times, actually. But, so the quick answer to that is that it gave fast weight loss and carbs are bad. So why have carbs when your body can function off of fat and protein? And the ketosis shows that it's working and you get great results from that. Okay, granted. But I'm going to show you something. A quick Google search showed me this, okay? Just to start this. Hold on. Okay, so seeing that now, they said that the average monthly weight loss for a keto diet is 4 to 6 pounds. 4 to 6 pounds a month, where you're restricting or almost omitting entirely an entire food group, okay? That alone is savage. And you only get 4 to 6 pounds a month, and that's fast weight loss. Well, technically it's average, okay? But the amount of trouble that you have to go through to get that 4 to 6 pounds is insanity. It really is. Just saying that is number one. Number two, protein is so expensive. So when you're stocking your grocery cart full of beef, chicken, pork, you name it, okay, your money is wasting, because honestly, you are not seeing anything extra or special, okay, when you're on a keto diet versus a balanced diet, which is what I'm on, okay? And I'm not trying to say I'm all better. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this, okay? Because I've lost, like I said, 100 pounds. This will be the third time that I'm doing this. And it was never the diet that was the problem. It was me. I stopped giving a crap about what I was eating and everything, but I know my way back home. Okay, very, very well. I could almost do this with my hands tied behind my back, blindfolded. That's how well I know it over the years. But when I see a keto diet, it triggers me, to be totally honest, just because of all of the flaws in the big picture of this, okay? So, one of the number 3 thing that I want to discuss about the keto diet is the omission of the food group, the carbohydrates, okay? And carbs are evil in all of that. Carbs in the wrong amounts is evil, definitely, because that is a major cause of weight gain and diabetes, or the onset of diabetes, etc., etc. But those are just 2 major things, right? But carbs are life, and I'm not just saying that to be dramatic, okay? But protein is for muscle repair and growth. Carbs are for daily energy. Dairy is for bone growth, repair, and maintenance. Fruits and veggies are for your vitamins and your minerals. Even fat has a purpose, and that is for your brain function, for alpha omega fatty acids. Oh no, omega fatty acids. There we go. I think I've been watching Red Pill a little bit much. Anyways, and that's also for your hair, your nails, your skin tone, everything. But when I was saying that carbs are evil and everything like that, anything is evil in the wrong amount, okay? Anything is. That is what excess means, and gluttonous and gluttony and everything like that. But I mean, just me telling you what each food group actually accomplishes in your body, that shows you the omitting of a food group is not only not being able to be non-sustainable, okay, over a long-term period, because after you lose weight, you want to maintain it, right? You don't want to creep up again and start eating bad and everything. So in order to have variety and sustainability, you need all those 4 food groups, or else it is simply just a diet, one that is quickly going to reverse itself over time. Guaranteed. I'm no expert. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. I've been doing this for years. I've done bodybuilding in my 20s anyways, and been very physically active. So this was something that took very great interest to me in the 20s, 30s, and now in my 40s as well. The omission of a food group isn't sustainable. I can promise you that, okay? And same thing with these diets that you have to have. Yeah, I have shakes. I had shakes for a couple of weeks, but they have shakes that you take the entire duration. They almost are your food group all on its own, okay? And there's high protein shakes. Those have their own purposes and everything. I understand them, and supplements have their own purposes too. In dieting, not so much though. In bodybuilding and fitness, absolutely, okay? You need protein. A bodybuilder needs protein. And a keto diet is something that's probably right up their alley, because they need that. Because essentially what bodybuilding is the tearing of your muscle to make it bigger, okay? That is essentially what bodybuilding is. So a higher protein diet, I can understand. Or a diabetic, somebody that can't have all of the carbohydrates. My son, he's severely diabetic. He's not just kind of diabetic, okay? It's not something that can be necessarily managed by diet alone, which I believe is type 2. He is type 1. He has 0 pancreas, which means that I have to very, very much be careful with how many carbs that are going in his body. Having a higher protein just to have that belly full there, that is more up his alley. But that even being said, I have to watch his protein intake just as much as his carbohydrate, because if I send him into too much ketosis, which is what diabetics often go into, okay, then he will get too much acid in his body, and that will damage him in another way, which is what I wanted to talk to about a keto dieter. They often use the pH strips to see whether they've gone into ketosis or not, okay? That being said, when you, as a normal human being, are putting yourself into ketosis like that, you are essentially showing yourself that you are giving yourself liver and kidney damage, okay? all of those food groups in balance are wonderful to a body. But when you knock off that food group and you hit ketosis like that, short term, yes. Well, I can't even say fast weight loss because I've lost more weight on a balanced diet than the average for a keto diet, okay? Because I've lost 18 pounds this month. But that being said, I'm also, remember, 100 pounds overweight. So the weight right now is going to come off me a whole lot faster than it is somebody slimmer, okay? That's how it is, okay? When it gets closer to my goal, it will be that much harder for me to lose weight, just like anybody else. But until then, the weight's going to come off a little bit faster as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? So I lost more on the keto diet than, on the balanced diet than the average is for a keto diet even, with inclusion of all of the food groups and having some fun food in there. I had a piece of birthday cake earlier in the month. That was for my twin's birthday, or no, that was already in September. But I mean, like stuff like that are in my diet. It's not loose, but it's not strict neither, right? Just like a keto diet is. If you eat one thing on a keto diet, you've set yourself off and you have to start all over again for ketosis. Maddening, just craziness. This is, as Susan Powder would say, stop the insanity already on this. Now, ketosis, back to ketosis, okay? When you're testing yourself and you see that you've hit yourself into ketosis, you're essentially showing yourself that you are eventually going to have liver and kidney damage, okay? So it will damage your vital organs in the long run. Why do this? All in the name of losing a couple of pounds and looking good in a pair of jeans? I think that's absolute craziness, to be totally honest. Like, rationally speaking, this is crazy, okay? So, there's my rant about keto, and I still would really like to know what is so good about a keto diet that everybody is flocking to it. It is not as easy as people think, okay? Calorie restriction is not as hard as one would think that it is, okay? If you do things like what I've been doing, initially I had the shakes, like I said, but I mean, they could have been any brand of shake. It was just for the vitamins and minerals. And the reason why I had a shake was to shrink my stomach from all of the overeating that I had been doing, and which it did a bloody great job of it, because I don't crave sugars as much as I do, as much as I did in the past. I can pass up sweets and sugar now, and it literally reset that wiring in my brain, telling me to overeat, telling me that I want a snack, telling me that I want all these bad things that you shouldn't be doing for yourself, okay? And the shake helps with that, right? But that isn't my diet. The Canada Food Guide is the diet part of it. The only reason why the shakes were involved, like I said, stomach shrinking, but as well vitamins and minerals to have the energy to go on with it, right? Hold on one sec. Sorry, I had to cough. So there, I'm going to cut it now because I'm sure that you guys are more than had enough of me raving about a keto. But if anybody has any answers, any legitimate, rational answers towards this, please let me know. I would love to know. But until then, I think I'm going to stick to my balanced diet because I've had lots of fun, lots of creative meal ideas and variety in my diet, some festivity in there, enjoying life in there, and some sweat equity. And it's been falling off like it's water dripping off my skin. So just like my sweat is when I make my fat cry. Anyways, I am going to do a little bit of housework and then I'm going to start on dinner. So there was my thoughts on the matter. And so this is dinner. I made a seafood Caesar with, that's pollock flakes that are crab flavored. They taste amazing. They're one of my favorite things. They're low fat and protein. So, and you can't get much better for that as far as seafood and protein's concerned. Just a little bit of Parmesan on top. Not enough to make a real difference, but definitely in taste it does. And homemade flatbread again which we love very, very much. So that's my thoughts for the day, and that's what I ate for today. I'm doing well, obviously. And speaking of doing well, as soon as I'm done this, I'm giving it half an hour, and then on the glider I go for another 60 minutes. So that's day 5 that I'm working out in a row now. 4. I go one more day. Okay, fine, I can do this. Anyways, sorry for the boring but educational, hopefully, video. And I will catch up with you on Wednesday, because that is my weigh-in day. So give it a couple of days, and until then, I'll be giving it my best as always. So until then, take care.